Greetings YouTube, it's your friend Troy here. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I'm a former fat guy sharing my story with the hopes that it might help someone else. If it helps one person, it was worth it. What I ask is that if you support me on this and you want to join a thriving community of over 500 former fat guys, take your finger and smash that subscribe button for me. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it means the world to me. So, let's talk about it, guys. Something that comes up for me when I think about my own journey, and something that I hear a lot about, I get questions about this, is quitting or giving up. And what are some ways that we can work through that or work around that? Because I feel it's really the biggest problem. It's the biggest challenge in terms of preventing us from reaching our goals. What it's definitely not is, it's not a lack of information. Because, well, you know what, friends? You can watch a YouTube video on any topic you can think of. So if you can think of the right questions, you can get the answers. And it wasn't always that way. Friends, I lost over 100 pounds of body fat before there was the internet, because I was very fortunate to meet some people who supported me in helping me explore new ideas around how to eat. I was exercising. I was trying to exercise away a bad diet, and it wasn't working for me, and I was very overweight as a result of that. And so for me, what I had to learn is how to change the way I approach nutrition. And many people have to learn that, but we're all different, so I'm not going to be prescriptive in this video. What I am going to talk about is just some ways that we can work through that little voice inside us that's telling us to quit. So 3 ways to try to beat quitting. Number 1, motivation, in my opinion, is BS. It's bull spit, okay? It doesn't exist, or maybe it exists sometimes, very rarely, right? How often do you just feel great and you want to go do your wellness routine? What I find is that for me, oftentimes it's a slog, and I have to force myself to do it. So tip number 1 would be, do it anyway. Don't rely on motivation, because I feel like it's very rare. And if you rely on motivation to be there and it's not there, I think that little voice sometimes tells us to quit. So don't do that. Number 2, try to be flexible. And what I mean by that is that when we're very rigid and having things needing to be an exact certain way, which I have a propensity towards, so I can speak to that with some authority. But what happens is when we're not able to follow our routine, when something gets thrown off or out of whack, and it always does, right? It's life. Then it makes us want to quit, because we feel like since our routine is off and it's not perfect, then we just have to give up. And so the invitation is to consider being flexible, right? And what does that look like for you? Be flexible around, like, maybe take a walk. If you're not able to get your workout in that day, no big deal, right? Maybe we can just take a walk instead, something like that. You're not able to do your meal prep, well, maybe you can order takeout, but still make healthy choices in that takeout. You don't have to give up completely just because you had to change a little bit. So explore flexibility. Finally, you want to be open to exploring, like, the various fads and trends. And when people find out you're on a journey, everyone wants to help, right? So they give you a lot of tips. But sometimes all that stuff can be a little bit too much information. Information overwhelm, and some of it can be misinformation. Even the times when people are giving you advice, they're doing it out of a good place, but they're not you. So they don't actually know what is best for you. You are the only person who knows that. So it's really helpful to keep an open mind and use all of these various things, right? When I look back at all the fads that have come and gone, some of them have been absolutely silly, but then there were some other good things that we were able to take from some of the fads, you know? So it's not all bad, it's not all good, but don't ever follow a fad or advice or even like the trends, right? Because they change. Don't just follow that stuff on blind faith. Experiment Get in touch with your intuition. What is your gut telling you, right? And go from there, because we're all different. But in terms of applying this stuff, guys, you know, just try things and then make adjustments. Go from there. Listen to your intuition, because you know what's best for you. And it's not always easy to do that, but that's what this channel's about, guys. So lastly, I would like to hear what's going well for you. Let me know in the comments. I want to hear how you work through, or, you know, break through those barriers of that little voice telling you to quit. How do you guys keep going? Because you're doing great. I love y'all. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.